Hello, everyone. The topic of the day is competency framework for project managers. Remember, we will be talking about the frameworks or the abilities, the capabilities required by a person as to work for an efficient and successful project managers for the position. Now, this particular content has been exclusively taken from project managers' body of knowledge. This is the PMI Institute or Project Management Institute I have taken it from. So essentially, it's a holy grail for all project managers thing. We will be talking about the project managers' competencies from there itself. So you will have just the absolute must knows things about the competency framework that a project manager should possess. So we'll talk about, did I say the Project Management Institute that we'll talk about it? So the purpose of this presentation is to give you a brief outline and a detailed discussion for the project manager's competency development framework. Henceforth would be known as PMCDF. Again, I repeat, it's the project manager's competencies development framework. And excellent resources on the topic of project managers competencies as with this particular presentation is all about it. We will be talking about the project management book of knowledge as in from PMI. Again, I repeat, PMI is from where everything has been taken forwarded, and I am giving an acknowledgement via this particular video. So we will be talking about the personal competencies, the knowledge, and the performance competencies of the nine knowledge areas as been defined by project management BOK, a PMBOK, or project management book of knowledge. I again repeat. So, what are the agendas? There are 5 points that which will be going around it for next 10 minutes, I suppose. What are they? We'll talk about a note from PMI. What exactly the PMI says is the Project Management Institute that we're looking into it. Please Please remember the highlights of PMCDF or Project Management Competencies Development Framework that we'll be talking around it. The Project Management Book of Knowledge will be utilized as a cross references. Please, all of you, it's requested if you want to do something good about here, you are again welcome to refer there. And I have referred to the books in detail and I'm just pointing out the essential know-hows or technical know-hows that a project manager should always have to be a successful uh, enabler of a project. So what are the competencies that are required for the delivery, right? So we'll talk about the evaluation, the result, and the lessons learned by. So what we'll talk about it? A note from PMI as has been promised in my agenda. Remember, I have given the sources altogether where which all pages. It's page number 11, first paragraph, the second paragraph, and it has been done by the written consent of a PMI. So this has been copyrighted, and believe me, I am reproducing it just for an educational purposes. There are no financial benefits that I'm going to accrue for it. So basically, what is it? The guidance onto how to manage a professional development of a project manager. The PMCD, the project manager's competencies for development framework, defines the key dimensions of project manager's competence and competencies that are most likely to impact project managers' performance as they lead most project most of the time. So they are the leaders, right? Absolutely, yes. So while the competencies is defined as PMCDF or Project Management Competency Development Framework, have been broader applications. The potential difference in the importance placed on a particular competencies by organization within specific industries will need to be considered during the applications of PMCDF. Right. So this was mentioned in the first paragraph. As per the second paragraph, it's all about the knowledge assessment manual or the project management competency development framework includes information derived from current literature as on the project manager's competence, competency model in general, and other information. The intent of Project Management Institute, remember, these are the standard program that comes around it, are obviously there for you to always evaluate and introspect and probably get affiliated to in case if you are designing yourself as a career in project management, please, this is a must that you need to always go for a certification. So what is the PMCDF? That the project management competency development framework is the numbering of the scheme of the project managers that we go around it. We have to speak about it again, time and again, the knowledge, the competencies that has been mentioned out here. So we will be talking about the performance management and the competencies that comes across it. So numbering of the schemes, what are they looking into it? The project management personal competencies. We will talk about the competencies. We will be talking about the team leadership competency building along it. So this is what which needs to be understood time and again. Now we'll talk about the personal competencies again from PMBOK, the Project Management Book of Knowledge. We'll talk about it. It's been detailed. Now, what are those personal characteristics? We'll look into it. It is all about the person's capability to manage a project. What is it been required around here? We we can go with the line developed by the Spencer's models. We can also talk about self control, self confidence, the faith in yourself, probably as for the qualities, the technical abilities that comes around it. We will need to go around here. They have to be derived as on competencies dictionaries is concerned. So a person needs to be not only be knowledgeable, a person needs to be competent enough as far as the people skills are concerned. The person needs to have the requisite network with the vendors, should be actually technically very sound in whichever arena or the project that he or she aspires to lead from the front. So that the personal competencies that it requires around it. So I'm giving you a summary scorecard. Now this scorecard is again, I'm again mentioned in the PMI Institute altogether. Please remember what we are talking about it. Now we talk about the book of knowledge. What does it is? It says the integration management. It says the scope, project scope management, the project time management, the project cost management, the quality of the project management, the quality of human resources, as I said about the network of the network with the employees, the network with the vendors, that needs to be of vital importance. Essentially, an excellent communicator, he or she has to be a calculated risk that the project manager has to take forward with it, and the project procurement management is all about it. So we will be talking about this time and again, and based upon it, the personal competencies. Look here, we have mentioned the personal competencies, but before that, again, book of knowledge, we'll talk about the integration management segment of the project, the scope of the project that needs to be done out, the time duration of the project, the cost of the project, the quality of the management, the human resource management, the communication management, the risk management, and the personal management that comes across it. So we'll talk about the personal competencies, achievements and action, achievement orientations, concerns from order, quality and accuracy, initiative and information seeking that comes around it. Now this is all about the personal competencies that we look into it. As far as achievement and action, execution and planning, believe me. Then comes helping and human service. This is all about being relational, the relational qualities of a personal, the project managers. What is it all about? The customer service orientation and understanding of interpersonal equation. This is again a very important dimensions for the personal competencies of a project manager. Next would be impact and influence. Is this is where the reputation of the project manager comes into play, wherein he can make a wonderful impact, definitive influences, a positive influences regarding the organizational awareness, and what did I say, relationship building. Then is all about managerial. Now managerial is taking about decision making capabilities, being a managers as to allocating the resources and on when on as on when on required, the teamwork, the cooperation that has been demarcated, the developing teams that comes around it. It is all about leading from the front, directiveness, assertiveness, and use of positional power. Please remember this thing. We have been speaking out, we have been talking it out, and that is what we are looking into it. So then is the cognitive. Now cognitive is all about mental prowess. How strong are you in your mind? How good functional capabilities of your brain is all about it. It is all about analytical thinking, or let's say thinking out of the box in terms of conceptual basis. And last but not the least is the personal effectiveness. I remember this is all about being having a faith in yourself, having a sense of calmness in yourself. It's all about being in control, being in confidence, being flexible at the same time, an organizational goal that needs to be taken care for. This is what we are looking at it. So again, I repeat, the personal competencies are achievement and actions, helping and human services, impact and influence, managerial, then we have the cognitive and the personal effectiveness, and you can rate it down, and this is as per the rated that can be been done on a Likert scale, on a 4 point scale, which has been demarcated at 0, 1, 2, 3, being 0 being the least and 3 being the most proficient one that has been taken care for. So that is what we are looking into it as far as the knowledge competencies are concerned, performance competencies are concerned, and personal competencies are concerned. Remember, this is what we are looking into it. So there is what we are doing. So this is a snapshot with a snapshot view of the project manager's competencies. Framework is all about it. This, remember, please, I am devoting the maximum amount of my presentation on this particular slide because this is the basis of this particular video. Project manager's competency, absolutely, this is what we are looking at it. Repeating it, it has been derived from Project Management Institute, the Project Management Book of Knowledge. What we have gone across with it, we have to understand the knowledge and performance competencies when it is get married with the personal competencies, and if there is a synergy happening and it is creating the right fireworks to succeed together. So the cross-reference PMBOK, or the Project Management Book of Knowledge, we are looking at the guide. This has been earmarked areas of expertise needed by the project team. What are they? They are interpersonal skills. They are general management and knowledge skills. They are understanding the environment of the project and application areas of knowledge. This is what the body of knowledge is all about. It. Remember, this is the body of knowledge that we are talking around. So, what are they? Interpersonal skills, the general management skills, understanding the project environment, application areas, knowledge, standards, and regulation that needs to be understood time and again. So interpersonal skills, we'll talk it one by one. It's an effective communicators. The person has to be the right communications. He should have the right ambience. He should understand the pulse of the people. A good interpersonal relationship is what we are looking into it. Then probably influencing the organization. This is all about the reputation of getting the things done, influencing upon it. It can be on a personal basis. It can be on anything. Then we have the leadership quality quantity. This is developing a vision and a strategy, motivating the people with to achieve that vision and that strategy all together. So we are leading from the front. The person is leading from the front, knows what actually he or she is doing, where he or she wants to get to. Therein, there is the most important thing of our leaders is all about motivations. It is talking about the people at a higher level of an output in terms of performance is concerned, and if there are any resistance, can we remove it? Can we decimate the resistance or barriers to change at all? Next would be the negotiation concepts. What is negotiation and conflict? Whenever you have a project, there might be certain conflicting stakeholders or conflicting perspective that might always be bogging you down. And if you can mitigate such kind of things as with your negotiation skills are concerned, nothing like it, because then then the success cannot be restricted at all. Remember, limitations is all about to be problem solving. The combinations of the definitions of the problem, the alternatives, the win-win situation. What else can be deferred for the time being as to get your project work done? This is all within the ambit of the interpersonal skills. So, what is our approach now? As an approach, when I say this is an approach dictated by Project Management Institute, there are basically two groups that we go around it. The small group is all interested with their own jobs, with their own works altogether. And the formal jobs, when we pass out the formal job in aid, ask them to put into use. So first, everybody works on their own parameters, probably, definitely, yes. But when it gets amalgamated, so these three circles, the work that gets amalgamated, and there is a synergy effect which makes a bigger worker or bigger work circle altogether. So that is what we are looking at it. So case studies, role plays, discussion is the way forward around it, to understand what will happen in a project. And there are many case studies which can be discussed out here. Now there might be environmental issues that comes around it with the ambit of the project executions. There might be an escalation of the cost or deferment of people. There might be a strike that comes around it. There might be demand which might be realistic or unjustified, as the case might be. How do you go across and approach it with it? That is all about it. With this, I come to an end of this particular presentation. Thank you for watching this video.